Hello folks and welcome back. Better hurry up because the tomato police are around and these are in desperate need of potting on. Each one of these will be going into a 7cm pot, and there's about 5 or 6 of these tubs to do, so that's going to keep me busy for the next hour. This is the compost I'm using for potting on. It's normal clover peat based multi-purpose. Normally I put in the perlite in the tomato and cucumber mix because it adds a bit more aeration to the soil. I've actually run out, so I've used the coarse vermiculite, and I'm sure that'll do just as good on this occasion. Right, so I'm going to look about sowing me runner beans at the moment. Now I like to sow them in what are referred to as root trainers. These are just like different cell trays. There's various designs of these. In fact, I've done a video on the different types because it can be a bit confusing. So I'll just dib the holes and drop the seed in. This dibber is ideal for the job. I've got the marker on so you can get your depths more or less the same for every cell. It's from Danny. He's just put a nice little video up of a fantastic allotment potting shed he's done. If you haven't seen it, nip over and have a look. He's done a really good job on that. Right, that's the holes done now. So just get your seeds and drop them in. I'll just pop them in the hole and cover them up then with a bit of compost, and we're done then. With these, there's 7 in this series of trays from the garland, and the 7 of them just fit nicely into a standard full-size seed tray, so that's another bonus of using something like this. Right, I'm going to crack on with this and bring you back when I'm done. For you sharp-eyed viewers out there, you'll see that I've had a little change around in the greenhouse. The grow tent and the grow light have now been dismantled. There's no need for them at the moment in here. I have got one of these double height VITOPODs and a grow light permanently set up in the loft. So if need be, I can move stuff up into there in an emergency. But as I've potted stuff on now, it's starting to bulk up, and I'm getting short of room actually, but not to worry. If the temperatures at night do drop below 15, these will kick in the bottom heat well and keep them nice and snug. And of course the daylight hours are also extending, so I'm hoping taking advantage of all that. Behind me I've got this towel, there's got a little snowman. We're not celebrating Christmas again. It's just outside there's a nest box, and the blue tits have started building nests, so rather than me keep disturbing them, I put a bit of a shield up here, and also I've drawn one of the roof blinds on the top there, and that'll give me a bit more extra seclusion. And so what I'm going to be doing now is sowing a few flowers. I've got a pack here. Really I need to update these because some of these are out of date. However, I'll bring you onto the potting bench and see what I'm actually sowing. I've got quite a few different flowers here, so really I need to have a sort out with these and possibly renew them because some are out of date. However, because I'm struggling, as I said earlier, for space for the sowing, I'm going to be bringing into play these little quarter seed trays, and I'm going to be using that on the Garland Super 7, the long heated tray. I've got that in one of the spare bedrooms on the windowsill, and that seems to chug along nicely there. So just usual rules, I'm going to be sowing in the clover peat-based multi-purpose compost, and I'll use one variety, maybe 2, depends how many seeds I've got to sow into each tray. I'll start doing that. You've all seen it before, and I'll bring you back when I've done. Right, that's got our flowers, or most of them done anyway. What I didn't realise is that most of the flowers are out of date, so if any come up, it'll be a bonus. Done quite a variation, a lot of dahlias, mainly in the quarter cell trays with the dome tops. Said I was going to put them in the Jiffy 7 on the heated base, but there's a bit of room in that one VITOPOD down the bottom, so I've put them in there for the time being, although I probably will move them upstairs once I need the space in here. I'll just run you through what I've sown. There's a French marigold called Honeycomb, Dahlia Black Beauty, Dahlia is dwarf double mix, Echinacea, a Brilliant Star, Cosmos, Millennium, Dahlia Redskin Mixed. That's an old favourite of mine. They're only short little dahlias, but they got a good variety of different colours and the flower for ages. There's another dahlia called Diablo Mix, Zinnia Giant Double Mix, Zinnia Sprite Mix, Nasturtium Ice Cream Sundae, Sunflower. Now these are the seeds that I've saved from when I used to grow the big sunflowers. I saved a few seeds, so these seeds must be at least 3, probably 4 years old. I don't know if they're going to be any good or not. If not, I'll have to buy new stock anyway. So that's the sunflower. That originated one from, is either a Russian giant or Titan. I can't remember what it was. Then the other thing I got, the plant that you can never give away, the courgette. I've got no seed, so I've just been and bought a packet of that. I can't believe how expensive the seeds are now. I mean, £2.50 is like a just run-of-the-mill starting price. But luckily I went into my local, I think it was Home Bargains or B&M store, and they'd got them for 99p, and it was reduced to something like 60 odd p, so I'm happy with that. And bringing up the rear, last but not least, is a calendula called Art Shades. So I've got them in the propagators, and if they're staying here for how long, I don't know, but we have got a 2-degree temperature tonight. I mean, can't believe the temperature, how it's changed. The last few days have been like tropical. In the greenhouse, it's touched nearly 30 degrees, and now I've been struggling to get 17, 18 in here today, and I've just checked tonight, we got a 2-degree forecast. So I've got the old the duvet covers just to pop on the top, and it does keep the heat in. These do work because you can feel the heat on the top of the surface of a morning. So I'm going to be popping them on. And that's it for today. So let's have a look at what other jobs we can find to keep us occupied next. One last job I want to do to finish this off is to get me sweet peas in. Now, I usually grow them up. These are hazel sticks. I've had these in probably about 4 years now, and they've done really well, although I think 1 or 2 were probably in there last season. And normally I put string around for the peas to clamber to, but what I'm using this year, I got some little pieces of galvanised chicken wire, and then I'm just going to wrap these round at various heights, and hopefully the peas will be able to cling onto them and start climbing. So first of all, let's get a layer somewhere now round near to the base. Lift it up about 15 centimetres, and that'll give the peas a chance to climb onto the wire. So this is galvanised wire, so there's no problem with it rusting. And it's just about the right size. It is quite malleable, this is, so you can always squeeze it around the pole, and also add a cable tie or two if you find it's not close enough to the poles. I think that should be okay. Right, got some here now. This is a bit bigger mesh. If I can get it stuck from around the bird feeder. And again, I'll just wrap this around the top, get a bit more room for the others. Right, I'll carry on with this and I'll bring you back when I've finished. Sweet peas are ready to go out now. I've just got to detangle them. I've grown these in the root trainers, and look as though they've done quite well. I'm not sure if they've all taken, but what I'll do, I'll start planting one round every pole to start with, and if there's more I'll duplicate on some, and because of the length of them I'll loosely tie them into the wire mesh. So let's get cracking. They should go in the ground quite easily because this bed here is my old asparagus bed before the mole wrecked it. It is well manured. I mean, this year I actually put cow manure on the top and I didn't dig it in, I just put it straight on the top. And with all the rain we've had, it's sunk in quite nicely. I'll just get in. The depth just good, just below the depth of the root ball, and so I'll just tie these up. In actual fact, I think I'll put two in there. I'll put one round this side. These sweet peas, them safe seed. I've been growing these now for 5 or 6 years. As I said before, these was originally handed out to me by another YouTube gardener named Andy, and his mum sadly passed away, and she used to love growing sweet peas. So in a memory, he sent quite a lot out to other YouTube gardeners, and obviously he called them after his mum, Hilda's Mix. And so these have been going now for a few years, and they still give me a good show every year. Well, that's it. They're all in now. I have given them a watering, although there was really no need. The soil is quite moist, but watering, I mean, does help settle out any air pockets around the roots. So that's the sweet peas done, and that's about it for this one. Many thanks for watching. I hope to catch you in the next one. Bye for now.